Okay guys, I'm gonna go ahead and actually take some footage from my stream and make a little bit of a first person view video. I think it'll be kind of interesting. Um, it will be a PvZ on Shakuras Plateau. I'm pretty tired, so I'm just gonna go ahead and take it easy and not be crazy with trying to just yell and make it exciting. It's just gonna be a simple, take a look at what I did and here's why, and not really stress too much about it. I've had a few people tell me that I speak too quickly sometimes, so I'll try and keep that down a little bit and just keep it to a pretty simple, this is what I'm doing type of thing. So, I was also kind of out of it when I was, not really out of it, I was pretty hyper when I was playing this, so you might hear myself in the background from when I was doing this game going "lah" at times. But what's really cool about this game is pretty much the guy's going to do a little bit of early aggression, and you're going to see how I'm going to be handling it, because I know that there's a lot of people that are susceptible to cheese, pretty much. So, in order to defend cheese, Protoss in particular, you have to go ahead and utilize what you have in terms of tools you need to defend. Like, as I told you, my words are kind of fumbling. I'm a little bit tired, but there's three specific things I want to talk about in the beginning of this game. One of them is sentries, the other one is building placement, and the next one is just staying calm. Because when you have to factor in things like sentry energy, you cannot use all of your energy. Once you run out of energy, you're done. You have to have good force fields to defend early cheese. You're not Terran, in which case you can throw down bunkers, fill bunkers, and then be content with that. So you're just going to have to scout, see if you can scout anything coming, and just have a build that is safe. I will once again be doing a 1 gate fast expand, and this is going to be so clear as to why I do a 1 gate fast expand. Because honestly, I don't know if you can defend this particular brand of cheese with a forged fast expand. I'll talk about more of that once you actually see what's going on, but right now I'm just doing my normal shenanigans where I just delay what I can from the Zerg. So, I'm going to talk about hotkeys for a second. I have 1 for all my nexuses, 2 for all my production facilities, 3, 4, 5 are my army, 6 to 8 are observers, or it's an A observer, and then 9 and 0 is some kind of upgrade building, whether it's going to be Forge, Twilight Council, something. But now here I am. I'm just going to go ahead and just hide my probe somewhere. I'm just kind of thinking about where I want to put him, just so... I called it a him. I just have a he probe. I don't know if there's actually genders for machines. Actually, it's a lie. I do know there are no genders for machines. So it is just an it. Now, you can see that this guy's running around with his drone. It's not really too much of a big deal. He'll probably just phase through and then escape. Yeah, he does, so it's not exactly a big deal. But now, I'm going to start actually getting into the real analysis. 1 gate fast expand, constant chrono boost on the gateway itself, and you're going to have a very solid force of sentries. And on a map like Shakuras Plateau, you can do a pretty good job of making sure that your building placement is going to allow you to have a really easily defensible position. So you're basically going to go ahead and have a partial forge fast expand building placement. It will be a wall with 2 gateways, and then you can get another gateway to get that wall, use a forge, whatever you really want. In this particular game, I'm going to go for gateways to get that wall off. But now there you see my chrono boost is not on my probes, it's on my sentries. Right now, you'll notice I cut a probe or 2 here and there just to make sure that I can really just get out all those sentries. And you'll see why. I like to do early pushes. They also allow you to do easy defense. Because basically when you push out, odds are they're not cheesing, because at that point they would have done it already. Which makes the push out a little bit safer, unless they're doing a really large early mid-ish roach link push. So now here I am once again producing the sentries, and that 2 gates I have is really important because that makes it, I'm 99.9% sure it's a 1 force field wide, 1 perfect force field wide choke between the gateway and the ramp. So now I'm going to go ahead and actually make it even more easy to defend and get a 4th gate. This is something that I've been experimenting with a little bit more lately in just making sure that I can have just a little bit of a stronger little push, because sometimes if you lose your sentries, you're dead. So I have perfect wall in right there, and we're gonna go ahead and just get my warp gates out, and we'll be able to push out. Alright, so now there's the actual beginning of the cheese. We have roaches, lings, and I am making sure to have really calm forces. I am trying to make sure that I don't mistime them. You can see that they're a little bit early, but I have the infrastructure to really make sure that I'm going to be able to defend what this guy is sending at me. But I gotta be careful, because those sentries almost just died. That front one doesn't die, but take a look at the wall that's been created. He's being very, very aggressive. I actually need to get that. There we go. There's a gate going into a warp gate, and I'm basically keeping him completely in. Those Zerglings are pretty much worthless at this point, because there's that force field. A couple get through, not a big worry, but the big thing is that roaches are behind. They're the damage dealers, and now I'm feeling pretty good. You can see how much I just killed. And I didn't really take a ton of losses. Sure, I lost a gateway, but now I'm back to a normal 3-gate pretty much. One thing that this did disrupt, though, was my gas time. You can see right now I still only have one guy in that gas at my natural expansion, and then there's also the worry that my forge is a bit idle, and I don't have the production that I should at this point. Supply block is also an issue. But still, I'm feeling really good right now, and notice I'm actually not going to push in when I do this attack. It's just to scare him and make him make even fewer drones. So now looking back, I can see that I didn't exactly have non-mining happening for a very, very long time. Except, actually my second assimilator, I don't have enough people mining. But now I'm just going to go ahead and proceed into a normal game. I've done a lot of damage, and here's a free overlord. It's not exactly a bad position that I'm in. In fact, it's a great position that I'm in. I get to reposition my rally points. I still have a idle probe somewhere. That's something you guys should actually periodically do, is just check and do just hit F1, because I think right now it's right outside of my leftmost assimilator, my natural, and that's why it is there. But now here comes the scouting, because he could theoretically be doing a few things. One, do a tunneling claws roach follow-up, in which case he's going to rely on my lack of detection in order to beat me, but I scout, and I see lair. I don't see a spire. I'm running around, though, but I'm looking, and I see a bunch of spines in the front. I see no third, and I'm thinking a couple possibilities. One, he's just scared of a counter push, in which he should be, because I could do damage with that. And the other possibility is that he's going for some kind of tech, be it infestors or be it mutas. Theoretically, he could be going for fast broods as like a surprise thing, but I'm content to just get up my economy. That's what I do as a player. I get up my economy. So my third is up at a pretty good time. I'm definitely ahead. I will have a faster third than he will. Plus, I've got a few cannons there, once again, in case of tunneling claws roaches. I'm going to go ahead and get some scouting information done. And now I also got to watch out for Nidus Worms. That's something I forgot to mention before. But it's another thing that I was considering as possibilities for what he could do as his follow-up. So that is why I am going to go ahead and get the vision of my base. Take out the Overlord. I do not believe he knows about my third quite yet, but it's not really something I'd worry about even if he did know I was getting that third, because if you take a look at our economies, I'm going to be a lot better. I have a faster third against a Zerg who needs faster bases than Protoss. And now I'm going to be able to get minus pretty decently. My pro production was a little bit hurt by the cheese, just as a note. But I'm going to go ahead and notice my money is still low. Could have a few more probes at this point, but it's not a big deal. I defended this. I'm feeling pretty comfortable this entire time. So now I'm just going to work on getting out my upgrades and my infrastructure. Charge, Blink is about to be done. Charge I'll have for my Zealots. And now I finally check to see my that idle probes there. One thing to worry about, though, is that I'm running around and there is the Spire and the Hydrogen as well. It's kind of interesting that he did that, but now I just have to get... Okay, so I'm going to stay on my 3 base for a second or two, which is fine. I mean, I'm feeling pretty comfortable if he's going for crazy, massive amounts of mutas. That's not really going to bother me because I've got 3 base. What you can do against mutas is turtle, get to a good army composition, be stable, and then you can just attack him. And if he counterattacks with his mutas, he's going to be vulnerable to just dying to your army, and then there's going to be And there's also going to be the added factor of his just basic army strength is going to be bad. And actually, I really don't like my pro production. I think I was actually spreading myself a little bit too thinly, and probably just a little bit too content with where I was looking at my play right now. I don't like that. My chrono boost is high. Wow, this is actually kind of disappointing to see, but I'm still in a very, very good position. You're going to see that I'm also upgrading. I should be working on either the end of +2 and about to have +3, I want to say. And this is kind of funny. I accidentally hit CC instead of CH to get out hallucinated phoenixes, so I got a Colossus instead. But Colossi can still walk up cliffs, and it just goes back to the king of the Beta Hill, I believe it was, where Orb scouted with an actual Colossus, or there was just a joke going on about the most expensive scout ever, and something that I like, because I was actually able to do it, and look, it paid off. I'm seeing his 4th timing, and that's a great thing to see. So now, running around here, I'm just going to make sure I don't get supply blocked, but I'm feeling pretty solid. He doesn't even have a 4th base finish yet. My 3 bases is going on for a while. My guys are looking strong. I've got observers, I've got detection. Well, they're kind of the same thing, but I'm just so comfortable. I can't really stress that enough. This is the kind of situation that I'm looking back and I'm like, I mean, I'm taking this game lazily, and I really don't like that. It's something I try not to do, but the fundamentals of what I should be doing are still there. I wish I had a few more probes out. I could probably be a lot closer to max right now if I was just keeping a better track on that, but I'm just trying to focus on getting the perfect army composition, because even with my lack of probe production being in the way it should be, I'm still getting more and more and more. It's just they're not distributed right. My main, I kind of did the main one on purpose. That's something I do want to stress, is that one of the big things I've noticed in games that involve Zerg and in a non-mirror matchup is that Zerg will be mining their main and mining their natural much longer than Protosses and especially Terrans do. So in some respect, one of the things I do on purpose, like you'll see my main is not well saturated, but that's completely on purpose. It's the natural and third that I don't like the saturation of. It's to basically balance out the fact that Zerg will have more bases going on for longer, and once again, I accidentally, instead of making Archon, made a hallucinated Colossus. So not a huge deal there, but by having fewer probes in my main, I'll have more of an income for longer. And that makes me feel good. So, with that kind of thinking, I'm aware of the fact that my 4th will not be too far behind. I'm still feeling good. I am ahead. I can basically turtle. I know my upgrades will be better than him because I have Chrono Boost, and I've been focused on them a lot more. So pretty much I just need to make sure that I have a good defense, because I'm about to push, because I'm about to hit max, and I'm feeling so comfortable once again. I am happy. My 4th's coming up. Detection, Immortals, Stalkers that are Blink Stalkers. I have Charge Lots. I have Archons, and I'm also going to be preparing for a Colossus switch. And now that you can see I have a few Immortals in there, I'm not even worrying about having too much AoE, because I have so many sentries that I can force field and not even need that kind of thing. But you'll see that I did have a few Stalkers that was in my main, and this is going to be where the game starts to get pretty interesting. He's been pretty passive, hasn't really harassed me. I saw the Spire tech, so maybe he's going for fast Broodlords, in which case I'm going to attack him now with a large count of Blink Stalkers, a few Archons, and I'm going to go ahead and attack. And you can see my main is still mining. I do that on purpose. It's not exactly a blunder. But now we're going to move in. I see a few Mutas, I see a lot of Spines, and that means, well, I get to go ahead, attack, and win. And now is when he just completely counterattacks. He's playing for a base trade. That is what he's relying on for winning. But that's perfectly fine for me, because I'm going to warp in Zealots and DTs at this base down here that I have a full chance of getting a large amount of resources from still and be defensible. Now, one of the big things to note is the Archons. I am not leaving them as DTs, except I warped it an odd amount, so they're going to go ahead and and just be like that. So now I'm just going to go ahead and start killing everything. Archons with Splash against Mutas Destroy. If he just attack moves, and I can target fire my Archons into the center of that area of his, that is occupied by Mutas, then I will be fine. Notice I am not reinforcing my army. I am simply going to defend that one base because I know no matter what, I will have a better and stronger army than him. If I can make sure he can't produce, I can make sure I can win. Now, the only thing that could be potentially problem is the fact that my observer ran into a spore crawler and died. But to be honest, even if he did have burrowed roaches or burrowed lings or burrowed anything around there, it wouldn't matter. The second they popped up, my entire +3 attack army would decimate them. And he's so muta heavy, the fact that I have so many Blink Stalkers, I have Guardian Shield and I have Archons, and here's no way you can have more than 2 air upgrades at this point in time, maybe even just 1, but now you're going to see the Archons attack. I'm going to target fire the center of the bunch, and you're going to see a lot of splash damage take place. So he's having a very hard time touching me at this point. I'm destroying all of his infrastructure, and he's basically going to attack my third base and try and take that out. This is going to mean that I can't really go for the Colossus I was going for, but honestly, I have this game won as it is, and now it's just a fun base trade situation. So I'm going to split up my army a little bit and just take out what he has. My DT is running around, because you can see that right now the major thing to worry about is, does he have a hidden base somewhere? So I'm scouting all of the normal places. I'm pretty sure that he's got, even if he does have a hidden hatchery, it's not going to be something crazy to worry about because he has no tech anymore. It's simply he has a hatchery hidden in some random spot on the map. So I'm going to start just moving around what I'm going to be. And if you look at my food count still, I'm at 149. I basically have a max strength army, and he's just got a few mutas. I've killed all his roaches, his spine crawlers, all of those things. Now I'm just going to go ahead and start scouting around and look for this hatchery that is gone. But it's not in the bottom middle. He's running around. His mutas are still alive. At this point, he's basically dead. I know he has an extractor at the top natural. There we go. I will kill it. And I'll be happy. And now I'm just going to go ahead and get some upgrades for my Archons, because why not? I'll get an expansion. I mean, this game is won. Now it's just fun. So I had to run around and go for his mutas. He's going to go ahead and probably do something. I'm thinking maybe re-expand it to that base that was over there because it still had an extractor up. But I'm just going to move forward. This time he actually just has the muta count to just take out the Archons, or not in that good 4 number where they just do a ton of damage. And now it's time just to separate my army, really, because this is actually a little bit of a worry. The fact that the mutas are here and my Archons are dead, I was just having them in cannons for defense. It means Blink Stalkers come over, defend, hide a probe, just in case. Because you still want to play this relatively safely, even though this game is won. You can see how much damage the +3 attack stalkers are going to do, and I can just continue blinking, being mobile, because I have just a high stalker count. And he doesn't have enough that can harm me in any way, and he calls GG. So this is a fun little situation, guys. Just defending the cheese, and then just having a very nice army composition to counter him. Scouting, making sure that he's not going for crazy fast broods or crazy fast ultras. Because if he was going for one of those, I would alter what I would be doing in response. If he's going for fast ultras, I'd throw down additional 2 robos and pump out some immortals. I would expand again. I would make sure that I have pylons everywhere that a Nidus Worm could pop up, because ultras coming out of a Nidus Worm are kind of scary. Then there's also the possibility of Ultralisk Drop Harass. You guys don't know that. It's Cats did that to Destiny. It's one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. Just YouTube Ultralisk Drop Harass. It's amazing. But I'm aware of these possibilities, and therefore I can respond accordingly. And it gives me a very nice, fun, and easy win. And it was a good way to get some of my bonus pool away. So thank you very much, guys. This was Master's Ladder. I appreciate you for watching. I hope you saw a little bit of what to do in a situation like this. If you want some more interesting base trade games, I can give them to you. I've got one in particular that's an interesting PvZ base trade. And I will just say thank you and goodbye. I will see you next time, and until then, be good, and good luck in your games. I think I've drawn out this ending enough. Bye-bye.